Let me show you how I Frankensteined this dress to make it fit. So this is how the dress started, and I don't know if you're like this too, but I'm one of those people. Oh god, I'm cutting it. Oh my god. Back to what I was saying, I don't necessarily always like the way something looks as is, so I'll look for something that I want to take apart and make into something else. All right, so we're starting on the top now, which have a pattern. I'll list that below. But this is what we have so far, which I'm gonna take and Frankenstein into something new. So this, I'm gonna make it into a bustier with a bunch of other fabrics that I have. Oop, cut myself off. Well, here's this. It's that's what we're gonna do. Whablow, shabam, you're gonna love it. I first went in and traced the patterns on this dress. So I got this dress at a thrift shop, actually, and I made a lampshade with it as well. This one is in the center. Oh, yes, I was cutting things. I remember now. I seriously can't tell you how many times I get distracted. It's too many times to count. So we go in, doing more cutting. I picked the pieces of that fabric that I wanted to be on the front, kind of just choosing what pattern to show. So I made my own cups, which was a giant learning curve, but a good challenge nonetheless. Sewed everything together. And then I went in and I pressed it. That makes it just a lot easier to work with. Sewed that piece together. Here's the cups again. I did a zigzag stitch to stitch them all together. I started sewing all the pieces together, and there was an order in the instructions, but I didn't use them. So I put these little borders on, you know, for pretty, and then I later learned that they're not just for pretty. Like, I could put them in with the boning and it would be a lot easier structurally. I had to unsew them and resew them, so you'll get to see that. Here I'm sewing the lining to the cups, which, like I said, with the order of things, I'm not sure if that's how I should have done it, but that's how I did do it. I kind of Frankensteined a few videos together to figure out what I was doing, and then I sewed the outside fabric on after. And of course, I sewed the strap on crooked, so I had to undo that and then re-sew it later. Again, with the borders, I should have done that after, because sewing on the cups, I put both of them on and then realized that they were cattywampus and I had to unsew them. What a pain. But hey, hopefully I'm here to learn the lessons so you don't have to. So here I'm pinning the cups to sew them onto the garment, and here they're sewed. I've trimmed them already. So I went and I got a bias tape maker, and I made my own bias tape with the same fabric. So that's what I used here for the trim on the cups to cover up that seam. And that was kind of a pain too, but it's all a learning curve. I'm a beginner here, you know? We're all learning together. Then I cut the boning to put on the inside, which, again, I should have put it in the trim on the outside, but you know, we're all learning, and I sewed that piece to the garment, so make sure you check underneath that you're not sewing anything to other stuff. Oh my god, this video is going so fast I can't keep up with it. Okay, so sewing on the boning. Oh, the inside of the cups are done. They're smooth. I left that open so that I could tuck the blue trim from the front into that part, which in retrospect, probably not a good idea. And I put it up on the mannequin to see if it looked right, and it looked a little weird and cattywampus. So I took it apart, took in the seams, took that trim off, and then I cut the bottom to fit so that I could put a trim on the bottom so that it would fit on that back piece that I saved from the original garment. Sewed on the trim, and here I'm just fixing the edge. I folded it over twice so that it wouldn't fray. And I sewed the sides of the garment together so that when I sewed the two pieces together, it wouldn't pucker or ripple. And here I'm joining the two sides with the serger. And voila! She's finished! Pretty proud of myself for first time bustier. And I put some straps on the back too, so this pattern didn't come with straps, but it's pretty easy to make them. Thanks for joining me though. Join me again next week for my next project, which will probably involve stuff and things. Perhaps another Frankensteining of sorts. Okay, bye!